Ontario's Auditor General releasing 4 special reports today, and all 4 were critical of the Ford government's spending. Joining us now to talk more about this is political analyst Keith Leslie. Keith, why do you think the report on the $2.5 billion Skills Development Fund is the most damning to the government?
Well, because it has such clear echoes of the Greenbelt report from 2 years ago by the previous Auditor General. I mean, this is an application for government money. The process was not fair, it was not accountable, and it was not transparent. And it seemed that some of the applicants, especially those who had hired lobbyists or consultants with connections to the Ford government, were given preferential treatment. Again, exactly the language used in the Greenbelt report from 2 years ago, which caused Premier Ford 2 cabinet ministers and forced him to reverse his decisions on the Greenbelt. This time, the money's already been spent, and there's no recovering it.
The Auditor General also found the Ford government is doing a poor job of protecting home buyers from bad builders. What's going on with provincial oversight of new construction of homes?
Well, the government set up this home retail regulatory authority, home construction regulatory authority 4 years ago when it took away that authority from the Ontario New Home Warranty Company because it wasn't protecting consumers. Well, this new agency is doing an even worse job, apparently. Complaints are up over 1,000% in the 4 years since it's been set up. And the Auditor General found that over 2,000 developers who made applications, but they failed to meet the minimum credit available for them to be approved. Over 2,000 were still approved. 99% got approved. This agency is just rubber stamping what the developers want, according to the Auditor General.
Of course. And another report said that Ontario isn't on track to meet its 2030 climate commitments. Does the province have a plan at this point?
Well, the Auditor General says they need a new plan. The province says they don't, but they already knew they weren't going to meet their 2030 targets, but they're so far off. The Auditor General says that basically they would have to take 47%, nearly half of the gas-consuming vehicles on the road right now, have to take them off the road by 2030 in order to get anywhere close to meeting our 2030 targets.
Now, the AG also reported on a near $2 billion shortfall in Ontario's $10 a day daycare goals. What is the future of that program? Will it ever come to fruition?
Well, that's what the auditor is trying to point out here, that even if they fund it at the same level starting next spring that they got this year, it's going to be $2 billion short. So the federal and provincial governments need to get together. Right now, the average has been brought down in Ontario to those enrolled in the program to about $22 a day, nowhere near the $10. The $10 a day does seem an unachievable goal, although the Auditor General says it could be done with adequate funding.
All right, we always appreciate your time, Keith. That's political analyst Keith Leslie.
Thank you, Taz.